Hi, this is Margarita Cardenas, once again with you, the host of Urban Traditions. And today we're going to stray a little bit from our regular format here on Urban Traditions. We have Leslie Geller. She works at New Leaf Community Markets. And their mission is to nourish and sustain the community with the help of local growers. She's going to demonstrate a healthy lunch for us. And, you know, it's kind of funny. Kids always get a bad rap about not eating healthy. But as far as I know, they can't cook. So how does those bad habits come to be? Well, we all need to eat healthy. We have Chef Leslie Gellert. She used to be a chef. Hi, Leslie. How are you?
Hi, Marguerite. I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. So tell us about New Leaf Markets. How did they come to be?
Well, in 1985, Scott Roseman, the owner, bought a little floundering co-op in Santa Cruz. And then a little while later in 1989, Rex Stewart came on board, and together they came up with the idea of New Leaf Community Markets. And then they traveled up to Half Moon Bay in 2008, and that's where we come in.
Wow, so it's since 2008, so it really doesn't have that much tenure yet, but it's a lovely, lovely market. And what is your role there?
I am the marketing coordinator and the community outreach person. So I deal with all the, for the Half Moon Bay store. So I'm doing all the classes and trying to get fun cooking classes and different wellness lectures. We've had a whole bunch of really interesting ones lately. And I do some sampling of food every afternoon.
Oh, that's always fun, sampling food. Well, I got to sample some foods there, and we did get to talk to two of our managers, the managers there at New Leaf in the produce departments, Mel and Horacio. Let's go hear about the freshness of the produce at New Leaf Markets.
We get as much produce as we can from local growers. For instance, John Mueller and his wife Ida do a great job of supplying us with produce. We can usually call them up and they would be in 2-3 hours later delivering us what we need, and they have excellent product. As you can see, some great green chard, red chard, kale, spinach. People love it. They're in the process of being certified organic, and they treat us very well and give us great product. They also supply us with basil. Terrific basil, which we keep over in a different area.
Nice.
And then as far as the other growers go, we try to get as much as we can, of course, from them. And then a lot of our product will come from Santa Cruz, Salinas area to a warehouse, be shipped up here on a transfer truck.
That is fresh. Farmer John is right off of Highway 1, so it's just a hop, skip, and a jump for him to sell his produce at New Leaf Markets. And I did see a lot of those color codes. Can you explain to us about the different color codes?
Sure. In the produce department, we have signs of 3 different colors. We have green, which stands for organic produce. We have red, which stands for conventional produce. And then there's blue, which means the produce is local.
Oh, okay. So, and there's color codes for everything over there. The produce is different than the meat then?
Correct.
Okay. Well, we did speak, well, let's just tell you, I'm going to tell you right now that I cannot live, and man does not live with greens alone. We do need I do like beef. And we spoke to the manager of the meat and seafood department, John Chavez. Let's go hear what he has to say about the meat, the pork, the chicken, that's at New Leaf Markets.
Some of it's California grown, the grass-fed. It would be from Humboldt County. It's 100% grass-fed, which means that it's never fed grain, anything that's not a vegetarian diet. The best thing about that, you're going to get higher omegas in your meat. it's better for the environment, those kind of things. It's not the popular choice. So we also have the Never Ever beef, which means that it's never fed any hormones or antibiotics. It's vegetarian fed also. That one is raised in the Midwest, not like the California grown, but it is the one that can supply, you know, the bulk of the counter more consistently. Absolutely. So on this scale, you don't have the popularity yet for grass-fed to take over the whole counter, or organic beef, but you do have those customers that come in looking for that. So we try to provide it at New Leaf. Make sure it has no hormones, antibiotics ever. It has to be 100% clean at all times, just to make it in the door. Only in that one spot. But what they do is they raise it out in the wild, in the mountains.
Which one?
Cowboys. This one's here.
Small one?
Yeah. Something super sustainable that actually replenishes the land.
Oh,
By
wow.
having the animals run through the land without, you know, basically the cowboys run them through, so they're subject to coyotes or mountain lions or whatever's going to naturally get them.
Right.
But the lamb move it along, fertilize the ground, eat the berries, drop all the vegetation back in and get things rotating. So they show a lot of good pictures on the website. It's only once a year. You only get about, what, 3 or 4 months out of the year where you'll have Lava Lake lamb. And then on the off months, on the off months, we'll still try to carry their product because they're sending the right message as far as how things should be processed. And then the quality's there too.
Oh, Smart Chicken right
That's
there.
the brand name.
Oh, okay.
Considered probably the best chicken in the nation based on the way they raise it. They don't immerse it in water. So a lot of times when the chicken's processed, the chicken will be processed and put into an ice bath to chill it down. This way, it's never put into any water, so you don't have 5,000 chickens in a kill day sharing the same water or those kind of things. It's vegetarian fed, it's antibiotic free, there's no animal byproducts in the feed. You have basically an air chilled system where the chicken's processed, put through the whole system, never added any liquid to. So if you lift up all the chicken in the front of the tray, you won't see the big blood puddles or things like that. You'll see the chicken on the shelf is standing upright because there's not any slimy packages or, you know, it's very rare for you to have messy packages or blood's leaking all over, those kind of things, because the animal just doesn't have that natural juice coming out of it. It's just, it's going to cook quicker. It's going to be way more tender. It's put through where they put a modified controlled atmosphere, so when the animal's put in, he doesn't have any adrenaline going through his body, which doesn't make him, you know, toughen up to meat or anything. So basically kind of knock him out like how the dentist would put you in the chair. That way the chicken's processed, he has no idea he's being harvested at that time. So it's good. It comes with a better end result, absolutely.
Exactly.
It's really good. And there's no other company like that. Even if they call it air chilled, they're still immersing it in water, even California companies. So sometimes you have to go to find the most sustainable, or the person that, you know, you can support those companies, and eventually maybe the California companies will eventually change into that. Or they're basically 95% of the way now. They need to go 100%. The fish will be mostly local. Some fish are from around the world. So if you have a blue nose sea bass, it's only in New Zealand. Or if you have an ahi tuna, you're going to find it Hawaii, Fiji, different countries. You won't find it locally. Things that be found locally would be petrale sole, halibut, salmon. We do the salmon. Certain things which are found locally, like red snapper, rock cod, would probably be one of the biggest issues. It's only sustainable here in California out of Morro Bay. That's the one snapper that we carry out of Morro Bay. So if there's no Morro Bay snapper available that day or the next day, there's no snapper in the counter. So it's got to be, it can't be from the Farallon Islands, can't be caught locally here. It has to be from the one place that's mostly sustainable. So in New Leaf, you find it on the signs. You'll find your catch method. You'll find your location. There's a key up there. It shows you your key on the sign. You match it up to the sign on the wall, and it shows you whether it was net caught, hook and line caught, or long line caught. You know exactly how your fish was caught. So for example, a salmon, something that would be net caught, could be sweeping the ocean, sweeping vegetation, catching birds, turtles, dolphins, anything that's sweeping the ocean in a net. You have a hook and line caught fish, it's not catching anything but the actual fish they're intended, you know, that they're looking for, the target fish. Petrale sole is something that you can avoid maybe, catching it in a net because it's a bottom fish, or a halibut. So you'll go see on the signs, you'll have green signs, which show you it's totally sustainable. The yellow signs will have the ones where there's some concerns, whether it's a net, you might catch a bird, you might catch a turtle, those kind of things will happen, but they make the conscious effort to not have those things happen, in mass. So you're not catching too many bycatches, or destroying the vegetation that's in the ocean. So most of the fish will be local. You'll see certain things are farm raised. They got to be kept without color, without artificial feed. It's got to have no standing water, so the PCB bacteria are not present in the fish as much. We have signage up that shows the lowest mercury you can find in your fish, the highest, the ones to avoid. You can always ask us. We'll always tell you. And if the person don't know, they'll find somebody that does. Eventually they'll climb the chain and find that. There's other things we try to, things are prepared. You have no nitrates, like sausages or things like that, but when you get to food, you have tripolyphosphates. So in shrimp, they'll have it to hold moisture. So you have nothing like that in this counter. No chemicals. If that's all that's available, we won't substitute anything. The standard never changes. We'd rather have an empty space than have something with chemicals to try to feed it off to somebody that's unsuspecting. So that when you come in New Leaf, you absolutely know everything is clean, hormone-free, antibiotic-free, residue-free, 100% natural, and mostly sustainable, as much as it can be prevented. Absolutely. There'll never be a red listed item in here like a Chilean sea bass or a local red snapper or anything like that. Will never make it into the counter. It's just not what New Leaf allows. And we stand by. The same thing, the same criteria, the same standards where you have no hormones, antibiotics, all residue-free. It's from a group of farmers where Nyman pays them the same all year round. So nobody takes any shortcuts to raise the animals. They're going to get their money either way. It makes it consistent. They trace it. It's traceable all the way back. So if you have a bad piece of pork, there's a number stamped on there. You can all trace it back there to the actual source.
Great.
Not a lot of companies producing a better pork than Nyman Ranch. Nyman Ranch should be top of the line. It's really good.
Excellent.
What matters the most is when it's on the plate. You can do all those things to it, but if it doesn't taste good at the end, what's the point, right?
Exactly. Is that chorizo? Is that made here?
The chorizo's made here, yeah.
That looks really good.
It's so yummy.
Yeah, because sometimes packaged chorizo sometimes does not look. The color does not look very good.
Oh, you still have the health factor, where people don't want cholesterol and all the things in there, so you don't put the middle innards, is what chorizo's made out of. Lymph nodes, salivary glands. So that's made out of shoulder meat. Same like you would eat a pork chop out of the shoulder. It's the same type of meat from the same animal. You don't have any innards in the chorizo, no fillers.
So it's the beef then. It's
pork.
It's the pork beef.
Yeah, it's the pork. That's in there. So it's just shoulder meat, like how you would make a patty.
That's what I'm trying to remember. Shoulder meat. Excellent. Yeah, because
this way you can eat more of it while you're eating it, and you can eat it more than once a week, and not have to worry about going to see the doctor next time.
Yeah. Well, Leslie, John is very knowledgeable about the quality and the process of that beef before butchery. The beef is exceptional. The quality looks it's amazing.
It's delicious too.
Oh, really? Well, Leslie's going to demonstrate how to do healthy lunches. And but first, let's because we did speak about the community markets giving back to the community. What do they do?
We give back 10% to the local community every year, and we do that in several different ways. We accept donation requests and grant different donations for nonprofits in the area doing some great event. We have a program called EnviroTokens, and that is we have 6 agencies nonprofits who work for the environment, who we support throughout the year. If a customer uses a reusable bag, then we give them a token, and that donates 10 cents to the agency. And also we do Community Day 6 times a year. We have 6 different nonprofits that we donate to throughout the year. And so for whatever day of the year that is, all of the, I think it's 5% of the proceeds will go to that community.
Excellent. Yes. Well, now why don't you demonstrate for us some of these? These are our lunch boxes, but this is a cute little company. It's called Laptop Lunches.
Laptop Lunches, and they have great lunchbox solutions. So they have some real nice lunch boxes with cute designs and easy inside, enough space for everything. And they have some different designs. They have a smaller one and nice little containers that have lids, all safe materials. Even have a carrier that has a space down here for an ice pack or even one of the bento box containers. And
that's cute. And you said that that's by two moms?
Laptop Lunches, it was created by two moms, local company. So it's great. Local, we like to support the local companies.
That's right. And this one here is insulated, you said.
That's right, and you can stick the whole thing right in the freezer, and then when you're ready to pack it up, it's all nice and cold.
Wow.
And it folds up pretty small, too, afterwards.
Yes, look at that. Nice. And some other containers here.
Right, we have some other options, some stainless steel lunchbox options as well. We have all different shapes and sizes and colors of these ones too, and they have nice dividers inside. And yeah, and then they also make a really nice, pretty heavy duty thermos as well.
Yeah.
So we have lots of lunchbox options.
And so what is one of our options today?
Well, in thinking of how to build a healthy lunchbox for a child, I think it's important to remember balance. So the important ingredients are your protein, your vegetable, your fruit, whole grain, and you don't have to get all of these items in the lunchbox every day, but just kind of try to look at the week and plan it out that way. So, for example, you could do, I have brought a couple of lunch solutions from New Leaf. Here we have a grilled chicken burrito, so that would be, and you could probably even just do half of that for a child, unless they have a really good appetite. So there's lots of protein in there, so I would probably put some kind of fruit with it, and something to drink. I have some milk here. And then I'd probably put a little snack in there, some crackers, or a granola bar or something like that. Different options. It's nice to be able to sort of interchange these options around too.
Yes, and these snacks are organic. Mm-hmm. That's organic cheddar cheese. Yes.
And it's important too, when you're picking out a snack, you want to be able to give your child a snack, but in picking it out, you should be looking at the label, because you should try not to have too much sugar or not to have too much sodium. So when you're trying to decide what to buy for lunches, those are healthy, important things to consider.
This one looks good. Organic fruit yogurt smoothie. Excellent.
My kids would love that.
Yeah. Well, this is an example of another healthy, already prepared lunch. Look at that. This is straight from a New Leaf Market, from the deli section. I went there especially and had some of the samples. So that's deviled eggs and olives and all the little produce that you find at New Leaf Markets. So Leslie, tell us about the outreach they do in free classes, and you teach some of these classes?
I don't teach them, but I organize them. I'm trying to meet all kinds of new practitioners and people who will do cooking classes. So we do lots of different cooking classes. We offer gluten-free or kids classes. Actually, tonight we're having a summer barbecue dish cooking class. And we have another cooking class coming up actually about healthy lunches. So Amy Fothergill will be teaching that class on August 30th. We do also wellness lectures, so health and how to stay healthy and fit, all different topics. We've just done a hormone balancing class and a digestive health class. In September we have an ADHD class coming up, which should be a really good one.
Yes, very much so. And tell us about the event that's happening on the 18th at New Leaf Markets.
On August 18th, we are having a back-to-school bash. And it's an event that all the proceeds will benefit the local Cabrillo Education Foundation. And we will be doing all kinds of fun things, having giveaways and free food and free kids haircuts from 2 ladies at Bamboo Salon. So we will have a donation suggestion, and then all the donations will go also to the Education Foundation. And we will be having drawing contests and carnival games and snacks and just all kinds of fun.
Well, that sounds like fun. I'd like to go get a haircut. Okay. Well, so I want to thank Leslie for coming and inviting me to come to New Leaf Community Markets. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. You really have to go there and support that market. You're supporting the growers and supporting yourself, and making you get all this good produce as if it was grown in your own backyard. So I want to thank everybody. Make sure that you make friends with us on Facebook. Send us those questions. You know, we're usually about gardening, but this is an end product also with your home gardening, and that is to eat all your produce that you have grown there. Okay, we'll see you next time. Happy gardening.